This meeting is being recorded. Hello, hello, and welcome to my free masterclass. I am so excited to have you join me today. So, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Kaylin Rutkowski. I am an embodiment facilitator, a quantum healer, a feminine essence activator, and business coach, whatever you want to call me, but I play in the deep realms of transformation. So today, I just am so happy for all of you who said yes, for all of you who wanted to get a taste of my medicine. And I'm hoping by the end of this that I can really support each of you in unlocking the true key to success. So, first, I just want to take a minute and acknowledge every person in this room. For you saying yes, for you being here today, your devotion to self, how does it feel to arrive? Why are you here today? Why did you carve out this space? Why is this important to you? And I want you to hold on to this why throughout our time here today and really let this be your North Star moving into 2023. So, whenever you lose sight, whenever you feel the doubt or the fear creeping in, I want you to take a minute and just connect back to this why and begin connecting to this why every day. Okay. Keep this at the forefront and knowing that when you connect to this why, that you relight your ignition to move in alignment with your desires. Your why is literally your compass. So the more that you can connect with this feeling, this desire, it will literally begin to propel you forward into an experience and a reality that you never thought was possible. So, first, I'm going to share with you guys a little secret. Okay. Many times we don't even want the thing. For real, we don't. We don't even want the thing. We want how that thing is going to make us feel or what it's going to mean about us or what we believe having blank will create in our lives. I'll take a bet and say most of you are here today because you're desiring more. Maybe that looks like more money, more clients, more opportunities, etc. Whatever that more is for you, but the real question to ask yourself is why? Why do you want more? What does having more really create? Why more? Okay. So I see so many of us living this win or lose reality that you literally resist reality. You resist what is. You resist your life, essentially, believing that it should be like that, believing it should be more. Can any of you relate to this feeling? I've been there, so I'm raising my hand. So we literally create suffering, believing until we get to that thing or that we have blank that we're failing or that we have to suffer, feeling like we're not enough. How many times have then you reached that benchmark that you set for yourself and it didn't even feel how you think it was going to make you feel, right? You still were desiring more. So today I want to present you with a new lens or an invitation of instead of waiting to get to an end goal or a certain result, you just decided to fall in love with the journey, to fall in love with who you are becoming day to day and allowing yourselves to become fully present in your life, to enjoy every step along the way. Because truthfully, it is your ability to be where God has placed you right now and to receive and meet that creates the opportunity for you to become a magnet for everything you desire. That you don't have to wait till you hit a certain goal or you have a certain experience, that you get to make the decision to fall in love with the journey, to fall in love with your life, and honestly, experience more now. And really, all it takes is your decision to do so. So let's dive in. So, the life that you desire really starts with you. And let me tell you what I mean by this. Your reality is shaped through your awareness, who you believe yourself to be. Have you ever heard that saying, old keys won't open new doors? Okay, so I know this is a little cliche, but it's so important to remember when desiring to evolve and expand. It starts with self, it starts with you. Who are you choosing to be in every experience, relationship, circumstance? You will always go first. So, the loophole or the block that I see so many of us falling into is waiting for things to shift externally before we can experience blank. whatever that looks like for you. Maybe it's joy, maybe it's freedom, maybe it's fulfillment, maybe it's purpose. But I see that we create this separation between ourselves and our desires, believing that it's something outside of ourselves to get or obtain. And whenever you create this othering or separation, you are literally telling yourself that you are not it, that it is not already yours, which then just continues to push what you desire further and further away, adding more resistance and separations between you and everything you're desiring to experience. So, the problem with this paradigm is a couple things, okay? One, you're not becoming an energetic match for what you're trying to bring in, right? You have not become that version of self. You have to realize that everything in your reality is a past manifestation or desire. If you're desiring to experience something different, it's going to take a completely different version of self. One of the most important things that I want you to take away from today is that each level of your expansion will require a different version of self. So essentially, I see one, it doesn't happen, or it comes in and you don't have the capacity to sustain or hold it. So it comes in and it goes just as fast. So we need to ask ourselves, how do we become ready for our manifestations or desires? How do we then begin to create space in our lives? So I want you to take a minute and just close your eyes if you're able to, okay? And just picture your dream life. What are you experiencing? How are you starting your day? What does your work home life balance look like? What are you choosing? What emotions are present? What did you have to think about yourself or believe about yourself to get here? Who did you become? And what did having this certain goal really create in your life? Do you have it? Can you name it? Can you feel it? Now, I want to ask you how. How can you begin to experience that feeling, that desire now, today? Where in your life may you already be experiencing it, but are so hyper focused on that one thing that you feel is missing that you don't allow yourself to receive it? Where are you being presented an opportunity or an obstacle to deeper lean in and embody this? The question to always ask yourself is, what am I choosing? Are you moving and choosing from a past version of self, or are you moving and choosing from who you are desiring to be and what you're desiring to experience? I think it's really important to know that change inspires within. It is by becoming this version of yourself through and through before you have the evidence or the confirmation. So, how do you shift who you are being in approaching life, how you are showing up, how you are perceiving a situation? Okay. It takes a level of self trust, surrender, and devotion. And I really prefer to use the word devotion over discipline because to me, they're two completely different frequencies. They're coming from two very different places. Okay. Discipline to me feels like energy of like, I have to do this thing. You know, it's like, it's more of like a push, a control, right? It's coming from a get energy, where devotion is coming from choice, that I get to do this, that I choose to do this, that I want to do this, I desire this. It's like pure passion, love. Okay. So, how can you devote yourself to your desires? In our reality, you have to understand that everything happens on an energetic or a spiritual level before anything happens externally or in the physical. So each level of your expansion will require a different version of self. And this is so important. And this is why we really begin addressing the self, okay? Beginning to address who we're being, how we're showing up, how we're thinking. It's like by us becoming this version of self, it's kind of the way that we tell the universe, like, I'm ready. So I'm hoping to support each of you on unlocking the true key to success, which is really simple as being yourself, being all of you, which sounds simple, but it doesn't mean that it's not profound. And I know what I'm going to share with you today may go against some of the previous teachings or beliefs that you have about yourself or about business. So I'm asking you to approach this with an open mind and an open heart. So let's start with identity, okay? Why this matters. So true success is 15% of what you do and 85% of who you are. Okay, let that really sink in for a minute. 15% of your success is what you do, and 85% of it is who you are. You are always your greatest asset. This is why so many of you feel like you're doing all the things and nothing really seems to shift or change. Because, yes, you're doing all the things, but you haven't shifted who you are being. It's not about what you do, it's about how you do it. Okay, who you are being while doing the doing. It's the energy of how you do things that makes all the difference. Okay. What is the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting to get a different result. So today I'm inviting you into the state of radical responsibility, where you step into your power as a creator and you begin to take ownership over your life and over yourself. Instead of worrying about what you have to do, I'm inviting you to explore who do you need to be or become? How can you begin to allow more of your unique essence or expression to come online, knowing that your aligned abundance, success, freedom, fulfillment is a direct correlation of how much of yourself you allow yourself to be? Okay. So many of us are operating out of borrowed identities or out of a conditioned version of self, which will only take you so far, okay? Because you truly manifest from your authentic expression, from your essence, okay? And the truth of the matter is, you can't fake frequency, okay? So you can try on these different strategies or carbon copy someone else's blueprint to success, but it's about unlocking your own roadmap, which can only be done when you fully allow yourself to be an expression of all of you, who you really are. Okay. Every person in this room has a unique essence or frequency that they carry. You are literally one of one. And when you are one of one, there is no competition. Raise your hand how many of you struggle with constantly comparing yourselves or finding yourselves trying to copy or be like someone else, believing that will create the success. Okay, I'm going to raise my hand too because I have been guilty of this. We are so programmed as a society to constantly be comparing ourselves or believing everyone is our competition. But what if instead of trying to be like someone else or be like someone else's business, you begin to honor what makes you unique? How do you express and embody your own uniqueness, your unique flavor, that gifting that only you can bring? Because that is literally your sweet spot to success. While you're so busy sizing yourself up, trying to be like someone else, you are literally missing what makes you the most powerful, the most potent, and that is your authenticity, your expression. Okay. And when you begin to lead with this, when you embody this, you begin to open up all the channels, opportunities, relationships, abundance that only can come to you when you are being true to who you are, when you are in alignment with your authenticity. Okay. So I want you to remember, no one can be you. Okay. Have you ever heard the saying, you can copy the recipe, but you can't duplicate the sauce? Okay. This is exactly what I'm speaking to and why so many are meeting resistance along your path. I could write down everything I did to create success and hand it over to you, and you would run with it and you would not experience the same results. This is why embodying your own essence, your uniqueness, your genius, identity is so crucial to you stepping into a life beyond what you believe is possible and into your wildest dreams. Your authenticity is literally your superpower. So, the real question to begin asking yourself is, how do I move in alignment? Okay. And this starts by bringing all of you to your life. Okay. Truthfully, you are the only thing standing in your way. And nobody likes to hear this, but it could not be more true. And I can say this confidently because I've worked with so many individuals and even myself, and it always comes back to, what are we choosing? So many of us are just giving away our power to our external circumstances, our conditioning, our upbringing, and are operating from limitation. And whenever you operate from limitation, you will create more opportunities for lack and just create more resistance along your path. Okay. So, as you evolve, you will be faced with and come up against hard edges of who you believe yourself to be or what is possible for you. And you'll be invited into this beautiful place of expansion, which, side caveat, I will tell you, it's not going to be the thing that always feels the best or is the most comfortable. Sometimes stepping to alignment can feel like baptizing a fucking cat. Okay. It really can. But in this discomfort, in this liminal space, it holds the exact experiences that will open the doors to everything that you desire. So I want you to think about, how comfortable can you get being uncomfortable, doing the things that terrify you, pushing yourself outside of your comfort zone, because everything that you resist is the portal to everything that you desire. Okay. I'm sure some of you may be thinking, well, I'm comfortable, or I like my life the way it is, and I just want to stay the same. Any of you feeling this way? It's okay if you are. So listen, nothing in reality ever stays the same. This whole idea of staying the same is an absolute illusion. It's this funny game our ego plays on us, or we would fucking be freaking out all the time. Okay. The law of the universe is, you are either expanding and evolving or shrinking and destroying. So, where are you being invited to expand and evolve, but are literally saying no to your desires because you're so afraid of change, to be uncomfortable? Can any of you relate to this feeling? Okay. What I do know and believe to be true for myself and for my clients is that everything that you desire comes from you leaning into your discomfort, from stepping into what looks like a risk portal, your ability to stretch yourself outside of your comfort zone or your perceived safety and lean into the uncertainty and this liminal space of limitless possibilities is what is your capacity to receive your desires. Now, I'm not saying that as you begin to step out of this box, out of your comfort zone, that you won't have moments of uncertainty or doubt or fear. But I want you to understand that the fear, the uncertainty that you're feeling is completely normal. Okay. This is the voice of the ego, and it has three jobs: to keep you safe, to keep you the same, and to keep you from experiencing the pain of the past. And this voice always gets the loudest whenever you are about to step into a new experience or up level your reality in any way. So I want to take you guys through an exercise. Okay. Go ahead and cross your arms. Notice how this feels. Okay. It's comfortable. It's familiar. You feel safe. Now I want you to just take your arms and just uncross them and cross them the other way. Notice what changes in your body. It feels uncomfortable. It feels weird. It feels wrong, right? Everything in your body is telling you to move, to retract, to go the other way. This is cognitive dissonance. And this is exactly what happens eternally when you desiring more or to shift your life or who you are being in any way. It literally sends these signals to your body, to your brain, that it isn't safe. Okay. But I want you to know that anything unknown or unfamiliar to the ego is perceived as a threat. But even when you have these sensations, these thoughts, it doesn't mean that it isn't in alignment or right for you. This is just showing you where your current identity, where your nervous system needs support and evidence as it begins to lean into this. So it's about changing your relationship to your fears, to this feeling of uncertainty, of discomfort. Okay. So instead of taking these as signs to stop, to retract, to freeze, I want you to look at these as signposts or as signals from your higher self guiding you to lean in. okay, to explore, knowing that as you lean in, you build trust within yourself and on unlocking different aspects. You allow more of your expression to come online, okay? So it is your ability to be in this discomfort, to be uncertain, that holds the portals into everything that you desire, who you truly are. And let me tell you, okay? Many times it doesn't come to you on this shiny platter and say, here you go, right? It's going to manifest as opportunities and obstacles where you are presented with an opportunity or a choice to lean in and experience that, to be that version of self, an opportunity for you to choose what you really desire. Like I said, you will always go first. So instead of looking at these as setbacks or challenges, how do you begin approaching these as an opportunity for your becoming? Okay. As I see it, there comes a time where these certain identities or ways of being that you have been showing up in or operating in then become a prison bar or create boxes that you're operating in. And this prison bar that you're so attached to operating in then becomes the room that you suffocate in. Okay. I'm going to say that again. The prison box that you're so attached to operating in then becomes the room that you suffocate in. So you're holding on so tightly or attached to who you believe yourself to be that you do not create space for your becoming. And I'm not talking about becoming someone different. Please know that, okay? I'm talking about dropping all the ways of operating that were never really yours to begin with, okay? I want you to think about your day. Where are you operating out of things that you feel like you should do or that you have to do, where you're pushing, where you're forcing, where you're hustling, trying to make things happen? Okay. These are key indicators where you are operating out of alignment with your true self. Okay. Where you're operating and creating these prison bars around yourself and expression. Okay. These are the exact behaviors that are keeping you from your highest potential, your power, pleasure. So, what are you willing to let go of if you knew everything that you desired was on the other side? What are you willing to offer to the universe to make space for your desires? Okay. What would you really allow yourself to experience, to do, to be, to become if you trusted yourself completely and you knew that your success was inevitable? Okay. One of the best pieces of advice, or if this is the only thing that you take away from today, I want you to know that there literally are no fucking rules. I would have saved myself so much time and so much suffering and resistance if I had embodied that core belief as I started my journey. But the work comes in finding all the blind spot ways of being, behaviors that you are unconscious to that are literally not in alignment with this new identity or with this experience that you're desiring to call in. It's not even so much about what you're choosing and saying yes to. It's about bringing the consciousness to the unconscious, right? To all the things that are not in alignment with what you desire. So, where can you begin saying no? Okay. So, the beauty in this is that you always have a choice. At any moment, you can choose to experience something different, to create a new reality. It only takes your decision to do so. So, I want to ask every person in this room today, what are you deciding? What is it today that you begin choosing? What are you devoting yourself to be and become? Because life isn't about the destination, okay? It is about the journey. How you can begin playing a game that you truly never lose. One where you bring all of you to your life, okay? And you just fall in love with the journey, the unfolding, where you are at now. To meet life where it is while holding on to that North Star, onto your why, and letting that be your guide to step into a life and experience beyond status quo, beyond your wildest dreams, and beyond what you believe is possible. Okay. The true key to success is really as simple as being true to yourself, bringing all of you to your life. And when you lean into this, when you begin to embody this, then truly the sky isn't even the limit. Okay. So I'm hoping today that you begin to really bring all of you to your life, your fullest expression of self, the parts of you that you hide, that you're ashamed of, that you feel like are too much, are not enough, because that is your secret to success. I am Kaylin Rakowski, and thank you so much for being here today. And if you are desiring to really begin exploring what more looks like for you, unlocking your authentic expression, that roadmap to success that only you can unlock, then I am opening the doors to my group program, Emergence. And I do have a few spaces for my one-on-one mentorship available. If you're interested in this, reach out to me. If not, I hope that you find value in this and that this truly supports you. Be well.